So in this video, I want to talk about why the railroad was such a good opportunity for me, right? Because we can hear a lot of opinions, especially if you're looking to get into the railroad and you're doing a little research yourself, and you know, you'll hear people telling you, run for the hills, it's horrible, whatever, you know, they take your life away, you sell your soul, whatever. And then you hear some people with mixed reviews. Some people say it's good. For me, personally, I'm grateful. So I can't tell you whether it's a good job for you or not, but I'll tell you why it's been a good job for me. And I think to put it into context, I'll just give you a brief just history, work history, life history, real quick. But if you noticed, I'm in my garage. My son's moving in with us, and so that's where I have my desk and everything else. And I thought, man, I can make this like a little studio out here in my garage, which it has its challenges. You know, it's a little junky back here right now. I'll clean that up, but to have good lighting, I have to open my garage door. So there's a gravel road that runs right in front of my garage, so you'll hear cars going by. But hey, you know, this is real life. You know, this ain't no professional studio. You know, hey, I'm just a regular guy just talking into a camera. So I ain't worried. I don't get tore up about those things. I hope you don't either. So either way, quick work history. My daddy was a brick and block layer. That's what I cut my teeth on. That's what I worked in the summers when I was a teenager. That's what I first started doing as an adult. And one of the best things my dad ever done was when he was seeing that I was getting stuck in that trade at probably about 23, 24 years old. My dad said, get out, you'll never have insurance, you'll never have a retirement. And of course, you know, we wasn't working for no you know, unions or nothing like that. And I was actually trying to really work towards starting my own business. So then I went to work at an electrical company, did that up until I was probably about 26, 27, maybe 28. Yeah, up until I was about 28. And went through a divorce, and long story short, got to partying, got on meth, and then at 30 I got locked up. And I was locked up for 3 years. During that time, that's where I started reading the Bible and decided to make the commitment to follow Jesus Christ. Only issue is when I got out, I did get out and get a job, and you know, did good for about a year. And then I met my wife, and then we both relapsed and was pretty bad off for about 8 months. Now I'm close to a year. It's 10 to 12 months. And then I went to jail again, was locked up for 2 months, got out, and we've been clean ever since then. And that's been 9 years this month, actually, August. So in that I wanted to paint a picture. I wanted you to see my work history. I wanted you to see my life struggles. And here I am. You know, let's just back up to me getting out of jail for the last time, knowing I'm done, making a full commitment to follow Christ no matter what that looked like, and building something for our future. That was 9 years ago, or 8 years and some change. So I made the decision to go to college. And I've got an associate's degree, and I'm a senior in college now. 2 classes and a senior project away from my bachelor's degree. I did work for a while for a company called Pennyroyal Mental Health, or Pennyroyal Center, which I worked in drug addiction. I worked with men. I worked I helped manage these sober living houses and really loved it. The workflow was suited because I could do college work at my office. I just, the purpose of getting to work with these men and help guys get their lives together, leading men to Christ. It was a awesome job, and you know, it was well suited for me, but it just didn't pay well. But it was a great job. The income was a great job, as long as I, for a college student, pre-COVID, right? COVID hit, 2021 hit, and it just, that income could not sustain me in Ashley. So that's when I went to work at a factory, and that's really, going to work at the factory kind of halted my college career because I couldn't do the workload and finish college at the same time. But if you know anything about, resumes and stuff like that, if you're within a year of getting your bachelor's, you can apply as if you got a bachelor's as long as you get it within a year. A lot of companies will do that, especially if you're entry level. And I job searched, and I job searched, and I job searched, and I job searched. And I had interview after interview after interview after interview, and it was always the same story. Nailed the interview, but when it got down to I had to tell them that I was a convicted felon, it was off the table. And I'm talking, these are jobs at $55,000 to $65,000 a year, just cracking into middle class income. Of course, at this point, all through college, I was, lower class income. That's, never is even close to middle class income. Maybe a little bit, with me and Ashley both working, and because she worked at Penrose Center too. So I just kept searching and kept searching and kept searching. Well, a part of me started to regret pursuing a degree in, which my degree is in management and leadership, that I wish I would have pursued something that would have put me in the skilled labor bracket of things, because I'm not scared of hard work. And if I could have gotten, pursued something, HVAC, robotics, anything of that nature that would have put me in skilled labor with skilled labor income, which usually is middle class. And so then I was like, well, maybe there's something that I can find that would get me in that income bracket that I could use my income that my degree towards. Looking, couldn't find none. I even applied for like riverboat because we live close to the Ohio River. I thought, well, I'll do that. And then one day I bumped into a buddy of mine at the gym, and he said that he'd started working at CSX. I was like, okay. So I left there, and I knew a buddy that already been working at CSX for a long time. So I texted him and said, hey, is CSX a felon-friendly company? Will they give a felon a shot? He said, yeah, I think so. So I applied that night, and when I went on the website and I seen, what you would get paid, I was like, that's what I need. I need this, and me and Ashley need this in our life right now to get our life together and go in the direction that I've been working so hard and grinding out so hard to get to. And the next day I got an interview. Like it was crazy. And then of course went through the whole hiring process, and I got a video that kind of shares my experience of that, so I'm not going to tell that. I think the video is called What It's Like to Work for the Railroad. So if you want to know that section of the story, I'll give it to you. But yes, this has been a great opportunity for me financially. And to be honest, for me, the lifestyle isn't that bad. I mean, I've lived a pretty chaotic life, and so like I adapt to those pressures pretty well. I guess you could say I've almost conditioned myself to be able to adapt to those pressures fairly easy. I wouldn't say easy, but I can adapt to them. Like, it doesn't get the best of me. Living an outlaw lifestyle, like literally for real, having real investigations done on me, having real police officers wanting to bust me, real detectives, going to for real court with years of my life at jeopardy, like that kind of pressure. I promise you, an MTO doesn't bother me sitting in a truck watching me work. Drones don't bother me. Cameras in the cab don't bother me. So all these things that some people say that they hate about it, it just doesn't faze me. And yes, and I heard people say, well, wait till you get charged. And I've been charged. I've gotten in trouble. It is kind of odd that, you find yourself in trouble at work, but because I don't have no intent to get in trouble, but things can happen. And I don't know if it's just the division I work on. Other divisions are different, and I can't speak for those, but this is my personal experience. My personal experience is yes, MTOs are out there watching, but they ain't out to get me. They're just managing me, making sure that I do my job safely. My experience has been is once they get to know me and know that I ain't cutting corners and I ain't out here, doing this and that, they build their trust with me. They have built their trust with me, so they know that I'm not out here dragging my feet. I ain't out here trying to slow. I ain't playing these games that other people are playing. Like, if I make a mistake, I own up to it. I don't make excuses. I don't blame the company. So my experience with MTOs ain't that nightmare scenario everybody paints. And I'm not no butt kisser. I promise you, I don't kiss nobody's butt. But I take pride in doing a job well, or doing a job good and well. So you could say whatever you want about that, but hey, if I put my name on a job, it's gonna get done right, to the best of my ability. If I can't, I'm gonna get help. I'll ask for help. I'm not scared. So either way, that's my experience. And this is, I mean, you're talking about a guy that's a convicted felon that has turned his life around, got an education, and couldn't catch a break nowhere, and CSX gave me a shot. And so I don't take that lightly, and that's why I show up and try to do the best job that I can do. And the money is been good enough to get us out of poverty. I put it very simply. After 2021, we went from lower income to the brink of poverty, if not impoverished. And this job was a blessing to us. And I don't know, maybe you qualify, maybe there's other people that qualify for better jobs with as good a pay, and if so, hey, pursue that. I would, to be completely honest, like if there was something better, I would probably take it. I'm going to take whatever's best for my life, but at this moment in my life, the railroad was the best thing that I could have gotten a hold of, and I don't forget that. I'm not one of those type of people that tends to want to forget those things. Because I don't want to become ungrateful. I want to be grateful for the opportunities and the chances. And I also want to address something else, because I know people, I've heard the comment too, hey, the railroad, they'll hire anybody. They'll hire felons, drug addicts, all this and that. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, CSX just didn't flippantly hire me. Like when my background check came back that I was convicted of a drug charge, like I had to show proof that I completed a program. I had to get character letters. I went through CSX's EAP program. Then they sent me to a third-party person, which they did an evaluation on me. Like, they vetted me pretty hard. And when I was able to prove everything that I had established in my life, then that's when they made the final decision to offer me, or, you know, they'd given me the offer, but it was a conditional offer. And that was when they decided to give me a date to go to the Ready Center. And so, you know, like I've had said in previous videos, you know, I'm not going to cry about what I signed up for. I signed up for this. I asked for it. I asked God for it. And God answered that prayer. CSX gave me an opportunity, and you know, it's been a good job for me. Matter of fact, I'll show you around my property. And of course, I rent. I don't own this, you know what I mean? But I have a nice shop. You know, probably a good 30 by 30 shop here. There's our home, with beautiful homes around us, with amazing neighbors. You know, it's been a good opportunity. Have a nice truck to drive. My wife has a nice car. We're able to afford our bills, and you know, I mean, I love to fish. I'm able to afford nice fishing gear. You know, have tools. I'm blessed, and CSX has been a blessing for me. This job may not be a blessing for you. I'm not going to sit here and fluff it up and say, hey, it's the best job in the world and it's the job for you. You should pursue it. I don't know. I don't know your life situation. I don't know your family situation. But I know that I'm not the only person that this was a great opportunity for. And I know that it can be a great opportunity for a lot of people, and it's a great career to pursue that has a great future and retirement. And I'm not going to go into detail about the schedule because I got a video on that, what the schedule's like. So if you got questions about that, watch that video. And sorry I haven't responded to a lot of questions because I've been busy here lately, but I am going to get to those as the upcoming weeks. And I got a few more videos I'm going to record here in the near future. So appreciate you guys as always. I love you, and Jesus loves you, and yeah, it was a good opportunity and I'm grateful for it.